Welcome to Hunt Gear Store.
White-tailed deer hunting for beginners. White-tailed deer hunting can be very challenging for the beginning hunter. This article on white-tailed deer hunting will give you tips and ways to give you a better chance of bagging your white-tailed deer. White-tailed deer hunting is just one of the most popular hunting genres in the entire globe, with a growing number of lovers every year. For a very first time white-tailed deer hunter can be very tough thing to do. That is why a few pointers as well as tricks concerning this kind of activity are needed in order to begin with respectable outcomes. When you will hunt in a brand new location, it is advisable to hunt at a new tree stand every day for a short duration of time, as this is the most efficient means to learn more about the deer movement paths. If you detect a deer and also shoot it and later on you leap it up a very short distance from the setting you have actually made the shot, it is advisable to stand back and also provide it time to take its dying breath. If you shot it during the late hours of the day, it is suggested to wait overnight. Experienced hunters suggest examining the hunting devices when going into the stand, not later when an animal will ultimately stroll out. Inspect if your extent is clear, the coverings in the chamber, or if you make use of a bow, check if your bow will certainly draw back properly. There are numerous problems to take into consideration, that is why we highly advise to prepare well in advance. If utilizing deer calls, game calls isn't your favorite, mainly due to the fact that you hesitate of scaring these prey, it is recommended to utilize it just after you see a deer that you are not willing to shoot. When you have actually done so, you will discover that it does not terrify them, and also you will observe their reactions. Make sure to use one of the most appropriate game calls, otherwise the pets will obtain suspicious. If you intend on hunting white-tailed deer in a food plot or a big field, it is suggested to do it during the late hours of the day. The white-tailed deer typically likes using the most convenient routes possible. If making use of deer calls isn't your mug of tea, generally due to the fact that you are scared of frightening these deer, it is a good idea to use it only after you see a deer that you are not prepared to fire. We strongly recommend that you follow our guidance, and also the following time you have the possibility to hunt, don't hesitate. You understand what they claim. Method makes best, as well as this statement is completely appropriate for hunting not only white-tailed deer, however other animals. The most effective suggestions possible is to hunt whenever you have the possibility. Experience is essential. Just by going out there in the wilderness you will certainly find out more concerning their habitat, feeding habits, and also other qualities that you will eventually make use of in your benefit. We strongly suggest that you follow our advice in the following time you have the opportunity to hunt. Do not hesitate. You recognize what they state, technique makes excellent, and also this statement is entirely appropriate for hunting not just white-tailed deer yet other animals also. If you plan on hunting white-tailed deer with a bow, experienced seekers recommend doing it from a tree stand because it is way extra efficient in contrast with hunting from ground degree. Another suggestions, use just one pin because it is much easier to intend high or short on the white-tailed deer than effort to bear in mind to use a details one when the big one strolls out. We wish that our tips will certainly can be found in hand, and also on your initial efforts on hunting these animals you will obtain at the very least respectable outcomes. If you prepare on hunting white-tailed deer in a food store or a huge field, it is advised to do it throughout the late hours of the day. The white-tailed deer typically favors using the easiest courses possible. Bye. Hunt Gear Store.